Okay, everybody, welcome back to First Attack. I'm doing some more execution corner here, and I definitely want to finish off with some Street Fighter 4 because this again is the game that's easiest for people to get into, and I still have a lot of people talking to me about just them having problems with certain combos and such. A lot of them are almost most of the combos are always FADC related. And for the FADC stuff, I always say, just learn to blend the motions together. That's super important. But I had one person ask me, how to do uppercut FADC into red fireball, right? So you have to make sure you get 2 hits and then come out with the red fireball. And again, first of all, you have to make sure you get 2 hits in there. So this is actually easier than most of the uppercut FADC into ultras, right? Because you don't even have to do as complicated of a motion. You're just doing half circle back plus fierce. So again, I mean the key really, I guarantee you the problem that you're running into is this, right? You're trying to do uppercut FADC red fireball and you just cannot get it to hit at all to save your life. You're like, what the heck is wrong? Like, I'm doing the FADC and then it's too fast, right? So here's the thing, right? One thing you have to remember is when you do FADC dash, you can tap forward. So what you want to learn how to do is just uppercut and then make sure you hit the 2 buttons on the second hit. Just learn to time that part, right? Like that. Okay, so that's really easy to do. But what you also need to do is dash as fast as possible. If you dash a little too slow, you're never going to connect it. Never going to connect it. So the whole key really is you don't actually even have to wait to see Akuma go into the focus animation. You can just dash right away. So if you think of it as uppercut, then as soon as you hit the 2 buttons to do the focus attack, you tack on the 2 dashes. In fact, you could almost even tap forward on the controller before you hit the 2 buttons. Watch my display here. Look at that. So what I did was the first tap forward I did was before I hit the focus. So I can do and then tap forward once and get the dash. Whoops, I have to try to coordinate myself to do that. There it is, right there. So if you look at the controllers down there, you see the first tap, then you see the focus, then you see the second tap. So don't think of it necessarily as uppercut FADC and then dash forward. Just as soon as you're about to hit the 2 buttons, just double tap. You can almost never do it too early. There's almost no such thing. You're going to get it almost every time, right? Even on the 3rd hit. Every single time I'm going to go forward. And then that's just going to make you being able to connect the red fireball a lot easier. Because what you want to do is just learn to, when you hit 2 forwards like that, once you reach forward, just do half circle back and punch. So blend it all as one motion. Double tap forward into yoke backwards half circle. That's all you do. Double tap forward and a backwards half circle. Like that, right? So uppercut in the backwards half circle. So when you mash that, double tap forward. Don't mash it, right? Just uppercut, hit the buttons, and then just think of it as when you hit those 2 buttons to do the focus attack, when you hit medium kick and medium punch, just as soon as you know you're going to hit those buttons, do double tap forward, backwards, half circle. All in one motion. And then hit the button. And that's going to get it for you. Obviously, if you do 3 hits, it's a lot easier because they're higher up, but then you get less juggles on there. So just make sure you do 2, and then if you want the full 3-hit red fireball, just learn to double tap forward into red fireball as fast as possible. Am I starting the back? So are you starting the backwards half circle during the dash animation? Yes. Remember, I'm keeping it all one thing in my mind. So when I do fierce uppercut and dash forward, the second forward of the dash becomes the beginning of my half circle back. So yes, I'm actually doing the whole thing during the dash. And I'm just timing it so I reach back and hit fierce when my dash ends. That's all I'm trying to do, is just time it so that it all happens at the same time like that. So So that's really the whole key, is that you want to be at back and hitting the punch button to activate the red fireball when your dash is done already. So yeah, just blend the motion into the dash so you get it as soon as possible. You can see, if you look at my commands up there, you can see that, you know, during the dash, I'm already doing backwards half circle. So that's the key right there. Like that. So that's that combo right there. The other combo that somebody asked me about was how do you do into Ultra 2? Now, I haven't done this in a while. So I'm gonna have to see if I can remember how to do it. It was, what is the code? It's just up 3 kicks, right? Yeah, okay. So basically what you want to do with this is learn how to fierce into teleport, but what you want to do is teleport by ending at up forward, which is kind of tricky. So when you do the teleport, you can hit the 3 buttons early, like that. But what you want to do is, and I'm not sitting in a good chair for this, but what you want to do is make sure you, after you do the uppercut motion, to swing the joystick to up and then tap up and kick right away. So basically, you're trying to do forward, down, down, forward, hit 3 punches, that, you know, then keep spinning the controller almost like as if you're tiger kneeing it. So you almost kind of want to feel like you're doing a tiger knee motion on the teleport, and then all you have to do is tap up and kick for the activation portion. So let me see if I can do this. Actually, that's a good question. Okay, so I can't do diagonally. Okay, so let's try that again. Did I get that? Yeah, I did. I got it there. So let me do something really quick. Auto block. There we go. So yeah, honestly, I'm sitting in a sofa, so it makes it a little bit harder because it's a little lower. So the joystick's not higher up, so it's easier for me to. Because up is, so the trickiest thing about up is when you hit up, you push the joystick away from you, which is always a little bit tricky. That can cause some problems, and in fact, that's why old school players learn to play on the floor, because when you hit up on the joystick, it doesn't slide on your lap. We're so used to arcade cabinets that it took us a very long time to move from sitting in sitting on the floor or arcade cabinet where the joystick wouldn't move anywhere, to being in a position where we're playing on our lap and the joystick's going all over the place. So yeah, again, what I'm just doing is, if you look at the code down there, wow, I even hit the 3 punches for the teleport by the time I hit up. So you can see how there's a little bit of leniency on the teleport code. See, I did teleport code. You can see it there where it's forward. So right after the 3 kicks above it, you can see forward, down, and then I go to down, forward, and then all the way to up, forward, and hit the 3 punches. And that still gets you the teleport. And then all I have to do is just make sure I let go of up, forward, go to neutral, and up again. So that's like the key portion right there. And you have to do it, you have to do it with a certain timing. If you listen to my bop bop, right, it was when I do the teleport, it's and then up and kick. You can hear that, right? Unfortunately, I have silent buttons here. I should probably play a joystick that are louder than that. So you know that's the timing you want it. So there's no reason to try any slower. If you do any slower, it'll never connect, right? So you know you gotta do it as fast as you possibly can. See, I did it just barely slower, and it didn't combo. So you have to do pretty fast. So there's no point in trying to hit the 3 kicks slower later. It's never gonna work. So always keep in mind that the timing is. Always keep in mind that the timing is that. There's no reason to do it any slower. So if you can't finish the second up in time for the button press, learn to do the joystick motion faster. That's the only way you're gonna get it to work. Obviously I can do it better on one side than the other. Anyways, so there it is right there. It's not exactly the easiest combo or the simplest combo, but it's definitely something you can learn to do pretty consistently. So I'm gonna keep moving on to another combo here. Let me see where some of the other ones that I had here. Someone asked me to do this Bison combo here, Dictator combo, which is a close medium punch, close. Is he telling me to do close or is that crouch? I hate that notation where it's C dot. I can never tell what it actually is. Oops, he's on counter hit. So the music is a little loud. What is the start of the sequence he wants me to do? I guess it is crouch medium punch, crouch medium kick. Yeah, there you go. Okay. And then what he wants is FADC, crouch light, stand short, low forward, and the scissor kick. So basically, he wants to do like that into EX Psycho Crusher. Okay. So. Oops. So. So basically for this combo here, you just got to learn, first of all, this plink timing, which is way faster than it looks. Wow, okay. Looks like Ryu is also a very weird character to hit with this combo here. But what I'm going to guess is the biggest problem is that part maybe? I'm not sure where the difficulty that he's running into this combo is. It might just be this first link, and it might just be because Ryu is weirdly shaped like this. That's really interesting. Yeah, you just have to do it much faster than it looks. So what I'm just going to do here is practice this timing. I don't care about anything else. That's really interesting. Is there any Bison experts out there that can tell me why this doesn't work sometimes? Yeah, it'll definitely be easier on a crouching Ryu for sure. I just want to know why it worked on the other one. See, crouching Ryu is going to be pretty simple, straightforward here. So, okay, here we go. So what he wants to do, which is low jab, stand jab, low forward. Low jab, stand short, low forward, like that. Like that. Into EX Psycho Crusher. Oops. Oops, wrong one. Low jab, low jab. Into EX Psycho Crusher, and of course I'm going to do scissor kick because that's on my brain right now. There we go. So regular Psycho Crusher, EX Psycho Crusher, same thing, right? So really, I mean the only thing I could really suggest. So scissor kick into dash up low jab is not too bad. That's actually pretty decent link. I mean, I think you have like at least 2 or 3 frames to do that because it's not too bad. You just have to really see when Bison stops dashing, and that's when you hit your jab. But after that, it's just a low jab, stand short, low forward. This is all bop bop combo here. You really just got to learn the timing on everything, and then just get it muscle memoried in after a while. Oops. Yeah. So that's all it really comes down to. I just want to do EX Psycho Crusher once because that was the original combo he asked for. I did it too, I did it. You can see the code, it's in there, but it didn't come out. Why? There we go. Interesting. So what might actually be happening there is that regular Psycho Crusher actually is quicker to charge up for maybe than EX Psycho Crusher. So if that's the case, what you have to learn how to do is make sure you let the low forward, you know, you have to not go to forward as fast. So yeah, see, I'm actually, interestingly enough, because I can do regular Psycho Crusher. Oops. It might just also be that I'm not charging fast enough after my forward dash. There it is, right there. So what I just basically did is, usually when I cancel low forwards into Psycho Crushers, because I'm already charged long enough, what I do is as soon as I hit forward kick, I've already moved to forward on the controller. Just to give yourself a little bit of extra charge timing, what I'm actually doing is letting low forward hit and then doing the EX Psycho Crusher. Those few frames can make the difference of whether you're charged or not. So what I'm trying to learn to do is, after I do this part right here, to kind of restrain myself and do the EX Psycho Crusher as late as possible in the hit stun to allow me the most charge time possible. Oops. Like that. So there you go. So that's that combo right there. Low jab, stand short is a chain, but then low forward is a link. But that's because Bison stands short recovers so fast. So there you go. So there's that combo right there. Someone asked me to do Cody's last trial. But before I go to do that, someone also really wanted to know how to do Yang's Rekka FADC and the Ultra. And again, guys, this kind of thing right here is just learning how to blend motions. It's all about learning to blend motions. When you do the FADC forward dash, remember what I said about Akuma. Oops. Oh yeah, there it is. That's not gonna hit. But remember, just blend the motions together. When I do the forward dash, after the second tap on forward, I'm already doing Ultra. So do the Ultra code while you're dashing. So in fact, learn to see if you can do dash into Ultra. Like that. See if you can do that and Ultra as soon as you land. Because if you can't do even this, you're never going to be able to do the combo. So there's really no point in learning the rest of the combo until you can learn to dash into Ultra. And this is really just about speed. There's like no real secrets to this except for the fact that just make it as one motion. Your Ultra combo is forward, forward, 2 fireballs, plus 3 punches. Think of it that way. Don't think of it as dashing forward and then trying to do Ultras. Do not separate the two from each other. So that way you can do dash into Ultra as fast as possible. Then what you just got to learn how to do then is do it as fast as you can. Oops. Did I get him? Ugh, just missed. That should do it. Yeah, so basically that's just what it comes down to, is learning how to blend those motions together and doing it as fast as humanly possible. And yeah, I mean, Agent 007 has it kind of right. It's just practice and practice. Whoops. Until you're comfortable with it. Okay, now here's the thing that's bothering me here. Is the FADC timing on that is really odd. Okay, so I'm going to do... one secret that I know about FADCs is there's almost no timing to hit it too early. So whenever I'm trying to FADC it, I'm always trying to do it too late. So just, you can actually FADC even before the second Mantis Slash connects. So if you listen, if you could hear the buttons, which you probably can't hear it too well, I'm actually hitting the buttons for the focus even before the second Mantis Slash connects. And that'll actually give me a lot of leeway. Oops. And it actually makes it a little bit easier because by hitting the button so early and then forward dashing and then Ultra, you actually kind of have a little bit more time to do the dash into Ultra. Because when I do dash Ultra here, that's as much time as I have to do it. But if I do it early, whoops, like that, what I'm ending up doing is I kind of give myself a few extra frames. It's not much, so, you know, I wouldn't take it to heart, but it definitely... Did I get it? No, it's too slow. So I actually do ultra motions, apparently slower, facing right. That should be it. Yep, there it is, right there. So there you go. Alright. So again, there you go. So again, just make sure you do the whole thing as one motion. One motion. That's really, really important to learn. So I'm thinking of as Rekka Rekka, and then I'm already doing focus dash dash ultra. I'm already thinking about it before it even connects. Now this one is particularly fast, so it is very difficult to do. I mean, this one is a lot harder FADC combo than all the other ones, because it might even be frame perfect in this one. I think Ultra 2 is a little easier to do than Ultra 1 as well. Whoops. Wow, now I'm just having trouble doing the second Mantis Loss. Wow. Ugh. And usually when you find yourself in these kind of situations where what you were doing before stops working, it just usually means your hands are a little tired and you're kind of picking up weird muscle memories that don't make sense. So just practice some other stuff first, you know, just do some other stuff for a little bit for fun. And then what you can hopefully do, see right now, you can just see right now, my hands are not doing dash into ultra very well. That's the biggest problem with my hands right now. So, you know, just do a few other things, kind of erase a little bit of the muscle memory out of your hands and then go back to this. It's a lot of times, if you find yourself doing weird problems like that and you keep trying to bulldog your way through it, it actually turns out worse. If you find yourself dropping the easy parts that you were doing before earlier, take a break, come back, and you can see how it just helped me a little bit there. So, all right, I'm gonna do one more. Like I said, the last one that I got was a. Let me see, were there any more? Because I had a bunch of Street Fighter stuff in email. Unfortunately, like I said, most of the ones that are there tend to be FADC questions, and I know I've done FADCs a lot, so I don't want to spend too much time on FADC stuff, but this person did ask, he said that he has trouble doing Tiger Knee dive kick with Jury, and I can help with that. The biggest problem with Jury's dive kick is that she has a height restriction, right? So what you're probably doing is just hitting the button too early. What you're doing is you're hitting the button as soon as you hit up back. If you do that, you're not going to be able to Tiger Knee it because she has a height restriction. You cannot do her dive kick at a certain and below a certain height. So if you hit the button as soon as you hit up back, you're not going to be able to get it out. So what you want to do is wait just a little bit. See how I delayed it a little bit? So if you delay it a little bit, you can get it out a little bit better. Now, for Jury, because of the height restriction, doing it this way here is actually a little bit tricky because you've kind of given yourself a few frames. You only have a small frame window. So sometimes it might actually be better just to do it as low to the ground as possible, just to hit forward flip and just jump and dive kick like this. You're really not going to get it that much lower than that. Even with the Tiger Knee method, it's about the same height. But if you wanted to learn how to do the Tiger Knee one, so the tricky thing is after you finish the code, you have about this much time to input the button and still have it register as a special move. Unfortunately, you lose this much of a window due to the height restriction. So if you hit the 2 button too early, you get the height restriction right here. If you hit the button too late, the window to do the special move is gone, so you can't do it. So because of the height restriction, your window to hit the button is pretty small. So you just really have to learn how to time that properly. And, you know, that's just, again, I mean, not really bop bop because you're hearing, but think of it, the first bop as the time you hit up back, and think of the second bop as when you hit the button. And then that'll help you a lot. If you want to do the forward one, you can do the same thing, do spin kick and then forward flip. So what I'm doing is the tiger knee all the way to up back method, because she can do her dive kick while jumping back. You can also do it the original tiger knee cannon strike way, but that one's a little harder because it's harder to jump right away. What you end up doing is, because you have to forward flip a little bit later, you end up losing a little bit of time. That window, basically, you lose even more of that window, because when you finish the code, you're not going to up back this first frame. You're probably finishing the code, then trying to forward flip, and you'll take about 2 or 3 frames to do that. Then you've got the height restriction, and now you have like no time left to do it. So in order to do it on a forward flip is requires a lot of precision, basically. So it's pretty hard. So if you want to do it on the forward flip, I would actually just recommend going to forward, up forward, and then just doing the code like that. Just learning to do basically from up forward all the way to back plus kick. That's going to be the easiest way to do it on a forward jump, like that. Blend it all as one motion. Turn the jump into the start of the quarter circle back motion. But if you want to do the tiger knee one, up back is always going to be the easier way to do it. And then of course, remember, she's got 3 different distances on hers. So there you go. So just realize that you have that height restriction. So if you always do that, and if you jump back and kick, you're just doing it too early, like that. And of course, if you're doing it too late, it looks kind of the same, but you're kicking much later. So just learn that little window of space there. Okay, so that's right there. I'm gonna do one last thing, which is the Cody trial. The reason why the Cody trial is a little bit tricky is because I do believe it's a 1-frame link on the criminal upper, focus cancel, and the crouch light punch. I don't know if it's 1-frame link. I can't remember. Sagati, which Makoto are you talking about here? Did I miss it? Oh, is that you who sent in the third strike Makoto combo, or is that somebody else who did that? Makoto instant air kick stuff. Oh, okay, I'll try it out in just a second. But basically what you want to do is into low jab. So let's just test this out really quick. Yeah, it looks like a 1-frame link. So honestly, that's just gonna be really hard to do. The nice thing about it is, you probably don't have to do it too much. In fact, low short is easier because you can plink low short into low jab, and they're both 3 frames. So I can get that a lot easier. Like that, see? Or maybe low short is just faster than low jab, actually. So you can actually cheat in this combo, I think. Oh no, his low short's not rapid fire. Okay, so you can't cheat in this combo. Ha 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 ha. Okay. But yeah, if you map the back button, then you can plink low jabs all day, so... Yeah, so there's really no secrets to this combo except learning, just hoping you get that timing right, unfortunately. There it was, right there. And then you just get that part in there. So really, the one thing that you just have to do is just go for a jab and a roughing kick every single time, whether or not you think you're going to connect it or not. Like that, right? And then you got to FADC it, which I wasn't thinking about, which is a problem. So, and so, again, It's just learning. You just gotta try and get the timing right. This is not a practical combo, obviously. It's not a practical combo because that criminal upper into low jab is not really kind of worth trying as a one-frame link. Again, it is possible, but you know, not exactly a practical combo. Those are not the kind of one-frame links you want to do a lot in these combos. If you can plink stuff, you'd probably be better off. In other words, I can do that whole combo exactly the same with low short into H ruffian kick instead of low jab, which is more practical in combat. So whereas doing the trial, it's just keep trying it until you get that low jab timing right. If you actually want to do this in real combat, you would do it off of low short because you can plink the low short into the low jab. And that gives you the 2-frame window to do the combo as opposed to the 1-frame window. So it's a lot easier that way. You can double tap, but double tapping, remember, Pokemon King, is not as effective as everybody thinks it is. What happens when you double tap is that there has to be a frame where the button is registered down and a frame where the button is registered up, and then another frame where the button is registered down. So no matter what, when you double tap, it's like you put a hole in there. So you're not really increasing your chances of getting it. You know, you'll only work if you hit it perfect or 2 frames too early. Whereas plinking, you actually hit the button 2 frames in a row because instead of detecting a button down and then thinking it's held down, plinking causes it to repeat the button. That's why plinking works, is it actually repeats the button on the next frame, which double tapping doesn't allow you to do. And what the heck is going on with this? Oh, there we go. So there you go. So with Makoto, again, she has massive height restriction problems, right? So again, with her, I recommend doing exactly what I said with Jury, is jump forward flip and then just spin it to back. So look at my command there. You can see the forward flip and then immediately the side and then down and then the half circle back. So just do it off of forward flip like that. And the time it takes for you to finish the code is perfect for you to get past the height restriction. It's really hard to do it too fast, right? Now, if I'm not mistaken, the EX one can be done at any height. So you can do the original Tiger Knee Cannon Strike motion like that. So that one you can do spin kick, forward flip, and then 3 kicks. Because there's no height restriction on it, you don't really have a window worry, so you can just do it as fast as possible. But otherwise, if you just want to jump and do it, I would totally recommend forward flip into immediate spin kick. And if you want to do the EX one, you can do it that way too, but it does come out a little slower when you get into the air. So you can do the spin kick, forward flip, and then 3 kicks method. And you just have to make sure you do the code fast, so you give yourself as much of a window as possible to do it. Okay, why can't I do it anymore? I was doing it earlier just fine. There it is, right there. There you go. So, am I just messing up the... I just don't think I'm, Maybe there is a slight height restriction in that on the EX one. Can you do it like that in Third Strike? You can, but there's actually, well, the EX one is, you want to do the forward jump spin kick one. But if you do the regular one, there's no point, because if I'm not mistaken, in Third Strike, when you jump and do the axe kick, Makoto keeps flying forward. Like, her momentum keeps going forward, so it's not quite the same thing. So, yeah, so I would just recommend forward jump spin kick. Put it all as one motion in your brain again, like I said. And if you want to do the EX one, then you can do the original Tiger Knee Cannon Strike motion, which is quarter circle back, forward flip, and then hit all 3 kicks to get it as low as possible, because there just is no height restriction on that. So, and 8-on instant air jagger kick, exact same thing, because it's just, he has the height restriction as well. So you can do his through the Tiger Knee Cannon Strike, because that's how I usually do it, and delay it a little bit, but, you know, you can do it either way. Yeah, you can learn to do it either way for that one. Okay, and yeah, it's true. Chris G does not plink. So a lot of people who sit there and talk about plinking is necessary. It's not necessary. It definitely helps, and it feels good once you get good at it. Because once you get used to plinking, I don't know, just something about it just feels right. But you don't have to learn it. Chris G doesn't do it, and he plays just fine. So. Yeah, and see, even if you turn on rapid fire Metal Spider, that's a problem. It's not infallible because again, it has to register button down, button up, button down, button up. So basically, you have a 50% chance of hitting a one-frame link with rapid fire. So rapid fire is actually not as useful as you think it is. So that's why sometimes when you have rapid fire on, it doesn't work. So the easiest one to test, for example, is do a Honda 100 hand slap. And then just hold H down, because you can do H hand slap into H hand slap. And it'll only combo half the time, because that's how rapid fire works. It's not exactly the best, so. But, no, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm glad you brought it up, Metal Spider. I mean, I'm really glad you brought that up, because then I can tell other people how that works. So, it's very important to know, so. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop. I've cut way into David's time already. What he's gonna do is go over a bunch of Injustice matches. So definitely stay tuned for that. I do want to do a quick announcement though, is that today is gonna be the last first attack and level 3 focus. If you guys remember, November and December, we took a break last year and we did the almost adequate adventures where we just played matches. This year, we're going to kind of do the same thing, except we're only going to take a break from the Monday shows. And Tuesday, we'll still do Tuesday show for the rest of the year. And on Monday, occasionally, we'll do an almost adequate adventure as well. But no matter what, we're always going to do the Tuesday show until the end of the year. But just to give ourselves a little bit of break, because 2 nights a week of doing this and then going to Wednesday Night Fights or Run Back. Plus another thing is me and David are going to YumaCon this weekend. So yeah, definitely want to give ourselves a little bit more time to relax during the holiday season. But again, there will be some Mondays where we'll probably do an almost adequate adventure. I think we wanted to invite some of the Injustice players down here to play. We'll probably try to play some Marvel, Guilty Gear, Street Fighter 4, Super Turbo, whatever. So we'll definitely get all that stuff in there. But again, Tuesday show every week. We'll be there no matter what. And let's face it, we've canceled so many Monday shows, it probably is going to feel like the same anyway. So in any case, stick around, guys, for David's show. And thanks for tuning in to First Attack. See you guys tomorrow.